the Steelers, and Dustin just mentioned them, they traded for DK Metcalf yesterday. They gave him a second-round pick, signed him to a 5-year, $150 million contract. It's $30 million on an average annual value. They have been rumored to at least be showing interest in Sam Darnold, in Aaron Rodgers. It is past the start of the unofficial free agency window, and they have not re-signed Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. All those guys are in play. But no matter how you want to break it down, Dustin, adding DK Metcalf to this division just turns the AFC North into an even bigger arms race than it was yesterday afternoon.
Well, yeah, I mean, now Pittsburgh has 2 receivers that are like damn near unguardable with 5'10" corners.
You know, no quarterback though.
Right, you got to have someone to throw in the ball.
Not yet.
But they're going to get a quarterback.
They're going to get a guy.
They're going to have something better. They don't go and trade for Metcalf without having a plan to have someone to get in the ball.
Well, what I thought of right away is, Russell Wilson knows DK Metcalf very well.
I mean, but what quarterback? They're in the same boat as the Browns. There's no quarterback that can make them win in the playoffs. Who?
Well, you don't think with Russell Wilson and having DK Metcalf to throw to that they're? I mean, they made the playoffs last year with Russell Wilson.
Yeah, but they'll lose in the first round like they always do.
And they would.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, listen, Metcalf's a hell of a player. They were, and their defense is going to be good.
And there's something to be said for quarterback wide receiver chemistry.
True.
What pick do they have?
21st.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're going to sign Aaron Rodgers and draft Jackson Dart.
I'll be very surprised if they sign Aaron Rodgers. You think Mike Tomlin's going to put up with
there was a lot
nonsense?
of smoke on that this morning.
Listen, for one
If
year,
one organization could put up with the bull
for 1 year,
and hide it and keep it under the radar,
they had Antonio Brown. It can't be that much worse. And for 1 year, you're like, look, you got DK Metcalf. You made an investment in that. You got Warren. He's a nice running back. Offensive line is decent. You know they got a good defense for 1 year, and then you go draft Jackson Dart. I'll move with
Mark it down as always. Listen, I'm not going to say the Steelers are going to finish under 500.
Don't go there again.
But they're going to do what they do every year. Doesn't matter who their quarterback is because none of them are good enough. They're going to win a bunch of games and they're going to lose in the first round as they do every year because you don't get past the first round of the playoffs with subpar quarterback play. It's that simple.
Well,
you just don't.
They look. I don't know. It looks like would they have made this move if they wouldn't have had something that quarterback? I don't think if they did.
Could they be getting ready to trade Pickens because they're sick of his act?
Possible, but why? I don't know why you would now. Man, Pickens' production's going to go up. Like you said, pick your poison. Who are you going to guard?
They got a nice offense.
I know this much. I mean, like if Rodgers went there, I know he's a crazy. I mean, he's a different guy.
Yeah.
I mean, much different than me or a lot of us. I mean, he just thinks differently. However, he still has talent, and he's going to be 2 years removed from that Achilles, and you've had Achilles.
Yeah.
You get a lot better that second year. He is 40. I know. His numbers weren't terrible yesterday.
Crazy. It wasn't like his numbers. If you look at them, I know that they could be deceiving, but they wasn't like bad numbers.
Yeah, but he wasn't helping them win.
The Jets were such a weird team last year. They had more talent than like. When you finish at the bottom of the league, you're usually talentless. And they're not talentless. They've got pieces. I know they had an in-season coaching change. I know their owner is as crazy as ours. And so that you always got that X factor. When I was on vacation, I ran into a guy with a Cowboys shirt. I said, "Did you like the coaching change?" And he said, "Won't matter. That doesn't make one bit of difference." Yeah. I said, "Why not?" And he goes, "As long as Jerry is our owner, we're never winning." And I said, "I've met my cousin."
Yeah, right.
I've met my football cousin because I'm a fan of the Browns. And he laughed. And he goes, "The only difference between Jimmy Haslam and Jerry Johnson is that our guy backed into success early.
Yeah, right.
And has screwed things up since. And your guy never had any success and is constantly screwing things up."
Well, they've been better, obviously. They've been at least in the playoffs consistently.
Well, compared to the Browns, they've been better. But ultimately, you're judged on playoff wins. And they have a couple of playoff wins over the last 20 years, and the Browns have one.
So I'm not going to lie. The thing I don't want to see is on the bottom line, Nick Chubb signs with Pittsburgh.
Oh, I'm telling you.
I do. Listen.
I've said all along, that's the one thing that would drive this fan base into a frenzy.
Because then I would.
Part two of that, though, is he has to, like if he goes there and averages 2.9 yards a carry and is a non-factor, then everybody will say, well, told you he was washed up. You can have him in Pittsburgh. He's our discard. But if he goes there and he runs for 1,500 yards and is old Nick Chubb again,
I don't.
Well, there's an in between, Jay, which is the most likely thing.
If he goes there,
I don't think he's running for 1,500 yards.
He goes there and gives you 900 yards.
That's a success.
As a 1B guy.
And 13 touchdowns, and he's a strong goal line guy, short yardage. I'm still going to hate it.
I don't care if he rushes for 300 yards, but has 9 touchdowns. I'm going to be like,
I'm going to be mad.
No, because he's going to be productive. He's really good around the goal line, no matter what. I don't care.
And we'd have to see him twice a year.
And
how
he's
motivated do you think he'd be for those two?
And you better believe that guy's going to get up for the Cleveland Browns if he's playing against the Browns in the same division.
Like, it makes me, bro, Andrew Berry, I don't know, you need to borrow some money? Go to that cash day, pay advance, and get a couple million out, and get us, man, so these coins. That's what I meant to say. No, I changed my mind. Running back. We need to sign Nick Chubb. That's what we need to be doing.
If I'm the Browns in terms of veteran quarterback, I'm thinking about who I'm like. The Browns probably have some idea at this point who they're. Let's say they are going to try to get Cam Ward. I'm just throwing that as an example. Maybe they have to trade up to one to do it, whatever. Well, then you'd want to get a veteran quarterback that maybe has a style similar to Cam Ward. You don't want to sign Justin Fields or some other quarterback that plays the game differently, right? Because in a perfect world, even if the Browns get Cam Ward, he's not playing week 1. I know you draft a guy first or second, he probably plays week 1, but, you know, you don't want to be forced into a situation where you have
to. I was thinking about that, too. Like, what they do in free agency, does that tell you whether or not they're going to start a quarterback week 1 as a rookie?
I don't think so.
No, because you never know. Even if they signed Flacco today and they drafted Cam Ward, if Cam Ward balls out in training camp, he's going to play.
That's right.
He's going to play.
Man.
That's right.
There's always a plan.
At least if you have that,
there's always a plan until the guys get on the grass and you find out if these guys can ball or not.
That's right.
Isn't that funny? You played in the league. How do people react when there's a rookie that comes along and okay, he was supposed to be a big round guy, whatever the case may be, and then he gets out there and he's damn good. Do people really recognize that one, like day one? Oh, this kid's gonna play.
Oh yeah, and it's us. The guys in the locker room are the ones that start talking about it. Hey man, you see
this dude can play.
We need about 6 of those this year.
Russell Wilson. You said. Russell Wilson was a third round pick. You don't think those cats in Seattle were like Russell Wilson?
He's nice, man.
And Ben when he came into Pittsburgh out of Miami of Ohio,
because wasn't it like? Golly, man, this takes me back. Wasn't it like Tavares Jackson, R.I.P.? Yes. Wasn't he the guy in Seattle? It's supposed to be. They gave him big money or something, or a new extension, and then Russell Wilson was a baller in camp, and next thing you know,
it was done.
That was it.